Hey guys, Gwyneth here. We're going to make what, according to this other creator, is the world's best pot roast. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so this is the world's best pot roast, according to this other YouTube channel, which I can't remember the name right at the moment. But anyways, my son sent me this recipe and said, hey, can we try this? And I said, you know what, we can. So we're gonna do this chuck roast. I'm gonna have to get out my phone and look and see what temp we need the oven at, but I'm just gonna do 300 for now, because we're just gonna sear this really quick. So we're gonna add some salt and pepper. I need to get more pepper. I want one of those older style like crank pepper mills, because I don't love that one, but alas, it's what I had. Okay, so I'm going to look up. So it's this. Okay. So after we get this all seared, then we're going to be adding onion, celery, and carrots. And also some chopped up potatoes, which I'll grab those in a minute. So in his recipe, he does tomato sauce. I'm going to do tomato paste because that's what I have. And then I think he does like a can of beef broth, but I have this open in my fridge, so I'm just going to use some of that. But he also uses a bag or a package of Lipton's onion soup mix, au jus gravy mix, and a beef stew mix. So those are going to go in too. And then I'm also going to throw in some banana pepper, because in his, he put in some sort of hot pepper. And then I'm also going to throw some fresh thyme, because I have a whole thing of it. So I need to use it up. But yeah, so this is going to be delicious. And then we're going to put it in a pan with foil, and it's going to go in the oven. So yeah. All right, let's see. Is this ready to flip yet? Probably not if it's sticking. Oh yeah, I think it's going to be all right. Okay, so we're going to cook this at 350 in the oven. I just looked up the temperature. And also, so he puts in it's called Wash Your Sister sauce, that doesn't have like fish stuff in it. I'm just going to use regular Worcestershire, or however you say it. I'm like, ooh. And then oregano and garlic powder too. So we will also be adding those. And then we're going to cook at 350 for about 4 hours in our roasting pan. So we're just going to sear the sides of this. Because I'm impatient and I want to get this in, I'm just going to go ahead and get this big old piece of meat over. Okay, so in our pan, we're going to put our onion, our celery, and our carrots. You know, I don't think he added garlic to his, but I am going to add garlic to mine because I do that. Whoops. Pulling a carrot to clear across the room for everything. So, whoop. Put this back on, so actually I do need it on. Okay, let me go ahead and get some garlic minced up really quickly here. So I'm going to saute these veggies for a little bit here, and then I'm going to, oh, my tongs broke. Oh, look at that. My little tongies, they ain't tonging anymore. That's okay, I've got a backup. I got longer ones. Longer tongs, but actually, I probably actually don't need those right now. We'll just use an actual stirring utensil. So we're going to let that cook just a little bit here. So we're going to go ahead and put our potatoes into here. Just going to put them around the roast. And I think he, in his recipe, used russet. I'm just using Yukon Golds because that's what I have on hand. So we got our potatoes. Into this, we're going to add like 3 cloves of garlic. That's what I'm doing. Now, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at his recipe. I don't recall, and I just watched it, so I should, but if he used garlic or not. And I'll be sure to link his video in the description box down below. And comment if you have tried this or how you make roast. So this is not how I made it growing up, but the Lipton onion soup mix is one of the staples for a good roast. So I think this is going to turn out really great regardless. And because I don't have the tomato sauce, I'm just going to use tomato paste. But you want to cook off the tomato paste. It gets rid of some of the acidity. So you want to cook tomato paste before before I add other liquids in. I'm going to go ahead and let it cook. That stuff is going everywhere. And then I'm also going to add in a good healthy bit of oregano. I think he called for a tablespoon or a teaspoon. I'm going to put about that much. Same for the garlic powder. And again, I'm just going to put about that much. How much is that? I don't know. And then I always use Clark's, which is just a seasoning salt that's local to a butcher shop here. It's my favorite. So it goes in everything. Cook that. I think it's always fun to try other people's recipes, even if it's something like you make and you make good. To try different ways of making stuff is just always a lot of fun. I feel like you get, I don't know, peek into other people's lives and how they like to have their food. But anyway, so we're going to put our Lipton onion soup mix in, our beef stew mix. There's a lot of flavor. Without a doubt, this is going to be a very flavorful roast. I can already tell. Whisk. Forgot to put the Lea and Perrins in. I think it's just like a tablespoon or so. You can put however much you want. Honestly, it's your world. We're all just living in it. You do what you want. Girly pop. So we've got this up to a simmer. So now we are going to, this pan is heavy. So I'm going to move you over here. So we are going to dump our gravy mixture here. Just going to give this a little stir. Grab both hot pads. We are being careful today. Okay, so we're going to pour this over. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this all over in our pan here. So we got our roast buried. And then, oh yeah, he threw a hot pepper in there. I'm just going to throw this banana pepper. And I'm also going to throw some fresh thyme in there. Move that hot pan back out of the way. Okay, so we're going to cover this with foil. This is going to go into a 350-degree oven for the next 4 hours or so. So I will bring you all back when we go to taste test it out. Check it out. Ooh, let me scoot you. Okay, look at that gravy. OMG. Oh my gosh. Becky, look at that roast. This is wild. This plate Which actually, my mom had a set of these growing up, like when I was growing up. But this one is from it's like from Hurricane Katrina. Like, not like was made there, but survived it. Made it all the way to Wyoming. Wild, huh? Anyways, fun little tidbit. I actually do want to find a set of these though, because they're very nostalgic. I'm sure they're everywhere. But let me grab some serving utensils. I'm actually going to have a little bit of egg noodles with mine. But look at that. Is it tender? Oh yeah. Pretty tender. But is it crock pot tender? I don't know if it's quite crock pot tender. I mean, it's fairly tender. I think like this could definitely go a little longer, you know. Let's get a little scooper of, this has got like, I mean, gravy, brother. Wow. Okay, so this is like, according to the video, it's the world's best pot roast. I'm gonna take a little quick taste test of, here, do you want a bite? Here you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it's got a very good flavor. On top. Mmm. Do you want some of the meat? Mmm. Definitely tender. Not as tender as like crock pot roast, but not bad. Not bad. I don't know if I'd say it's the best, but it's dang good, brother. It is dang good. Bye-bye, guys.